Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips MLB Daily Fantasy Preview Show for today, the 2nd of September. I will be taking a look at everything you need for your daily fantasy games on DraftKings today, starting pitchers, stacks of the day, how we can construct a lineup to maximise our point scoring potential, foundation players that should be used as the foundation for a winning lineup, and value plays at each position. For anyone that hasn't had the opportunity to play daily fantasy sports with DraftKings yet, I'll pop a link in the description for this video that will enable you to sign up and join in the action today. My starting pitchers today had a few question marks over the real top-end expensive players, so I'm putting Hugo Urias of Los Angeles Dodgers for 9,600 up. I nearly didn't put him up today as well because I think he has got some limited upside. Despite a matchup with the second highest strikeout-prone offense in baseball, Urias is on a pitch count as they limit his innings, and he hasn't pitched beyond the 6th inning all season. He did match his season high of 8 strikeouts his last time on the hill, and he went 4-0 with a 1.99 ERA in 5 starts in the month of August. That includes a start at Coors Field, so I think he's solid and he will offer you some production, but I don't think you're going to get up into the sort of 30 plus points with Urias today, which is probably what you're looking at for the price tag. Danny Duffy of the Kansas City Royals for 9,100. Since being fully stretched out after joining the rotation, Duffy is 2-0 against the Detroit Tigers. He has offered solid production from a strikeout perspective with 149 and 143 2/3 innings this year. He can be forgiven a poor start last time at Fenway in weather conditions that did not help the pitchers at all. Prior to that, he had earned the win in all of his August contests and he hadn't lost since June. That includes an August start against Detroit of 7 2/3 innings of 1-run ball with 5 strikeouts, which would get the job done for us today. Carlos Rodon of the Chicago White Sox for 8,800. He's on a run of consistency again, though he will want to be careful with Brian Dozier, who's got a couple of home runs off him in limited at-bats and does hit lefties well. He has had a mixed bag of results against Minnesota. In an ideal world, we'll get a repeat of his April outing at Target Field of 6 innings of 3 hit ball with 6 strikeouts. Rodon went 3-0 in 5 August starts with a 1.47 ERA. He does seem to be a streaky pitcher. He's one you want to ride when he's pitching well, as he is at the moment. Chad Green of the New York Yankees for 5,600. I'm going to take a risk with Chad Green. He has a lot of upside. He sucked me in the last start, which was against Baltimore, who reopposed today. It fell apart when he met the Orioles, as I say. He gave up 3 home runs that day, 2 to Chris Davis. The outing that sucks me in is the 6 innings of 2 hit ball with 11 strikeouts against the Blue Jays. So I think that was 3 starts ago now. Baltimore do strike out a similar level to Toronto. He just needs to stay away from Chris Davis, who hit him in the seats twice, as I say, and limit the long ball. And I think there is certainly upside possibilities for Green today, though he is a gamble. Baltimore are amongst, if not the best home record in baseball this season. I strongly considered Robby Ray of Arizona in the rare pitcher at Coors Field play. It's risky, but he did strike out 9 Rockies his last trip to Coors. If you think he's going to allow less than the 5 earned runs he did that day, it is an upside gamble. He's sure to be underused, but the weather forecast isn't great for pitchers. There is winds blowing out in Coors today, so ultimately I've decided not to include him as one of my official plays. Stacks of the day, I did struggle a little bit today. Obviously, we have a game at Coors Field. The Diamondbacks are heading into Coors to take on the Rockies. Arizona send Robby Ray to the hill, as I mentioned in the pitching section. He allowed 5 on his last start in the park, but he is a left-handed strikeout pitcher, which doesn't profile well for the Rockies. He'll be opposed by Jorge De La Rosa. Now, De La Rosa has been quite good. He gave up 6 runs across 14 innings in his last 2 starts at Coors Field against no less than the Washington Nationals and the Chicago Cubs. The Snakes do hit lefties quite well. De La Rosa has contrasting starts against Arizona. He allowed 5 earned runs at Chase Field early in the season and just a single run in 6 innings when he faced them at Coors Field. Despite the fact that he's pitched well at Coors against 2 powerhouse offenses and has a good start against Arizona, I am willing to take a Diamondback stack today. I will take first baseman Paul Goldschmidt for 5,700. He has a home run and the platoon advantage against De La Rosa. He's hitting .302 with 20 home runs and 21 steals on the year and batting .358 his last 15 games. Second baseman Jean Segura for 5,400 also has the platoon. He's hitting .318 with 12 homers and 28 steals, hitting .393 in his last 15 games. Catcher Wellington Castillo for 5,200. He also has the platoon advantage. and is very good against left-handed pitching. He's hitting 276 for 12 home runs, 396 in his last 15 games. Yasmani Tomas in the outfield for 4,900. It's another one with a homer off of De La Rosa on the right side of the platoon, hitting 260 and 27 home runs for the year. He's got 6 homers in his last 15 games. An outfielder, AJ Pollock, for 4,000. He's on the right side of the platoon. He's hit 300 in 5 games since returning from the disabled list. The only other stack that I found that I wanted to take a chance with today is the Washington Nationals against Noah Syndergaard. Syndergaard has struggled against the Nationals. He's allowed 8 earned runs in 7 2/3 innings across his last 2 starts against them. You do get a discount because it's Syndergaard as well, which will enable you to maybe put some Coors Field players with the Diamondbacks or pay up at pitcher as well. We know there are steals to be had with upside on the base pass when Syndergaard is on the hill as well. So I'll take outfielder Bryce Harper for 3,900, who has the platoon advantage, hitting 249, 23 homers and 18 swipes on the year. Second baseman Daniel Murphy for 4,100. He has the platoon, hitting 341 with 25 homers this year. Clint Robinson, the first baseman, for 2,500. He has 2 home runs off of Syndergaard, hitting 241 with 5 homers a year. Obviously, check the lineups to see if they do start him today. Zimmerman at first base has been struggling somewhat, so I think they may include Robinson on the right side of the platoon in this matchup, considering his history against Syndergaard. Seems like the sort of thing Dusty Baker would certainly do. Third baseman Anthony Rendon for 3,000. He has a home run off of Syndergaard, 274, 16 homers and 12 steals on the year. And if we're talking stolen bases, Trey Turner qualifies at second or in the outfield, which is where we'll use him for this stack for 3,900. He's hitting 344, 5 homers, 18 steals since his promotion. 413 is what he's hitting in the last 15 games. For my foundation players today at first base, I will take the aforementioned Chris Davis of the Baltimore Orioles for 4,500. He took Chad Green deep twice when he met him just a week ago. He's on the right side of the platoon, hitting 220 with 32 homers this year. My second baseman is Brian Dozier of the Minnesota Twins for 5,500. He has a couple of homers against Carlos Rodon and the platoon advantage. He's very good against left-handed pitching, hitting 269 with 32 homers a season, 297 with 6 bombs in his last 15 games. At third base, I'll take Yoan Perez of the Milwaukee Brewers, who can also be used in the outfield for 4,100. He has 3 home runs against Jameson Taillon, including a couple when they met last week. He's hitting 274 with 13 homers and 26 stolen bases on the year. My shortstop is Didi Gregorius of the New York Yankees for 4,500. He has the platoon advantage against Dylan Bundy, 286 with 17 homers the year, batting 323 his last 7 games. And in the outfield, I'll take Christian Yelich of the Miami Marlins for 4,600. He's got the platoon against Carlos Carrasco, who's got an ERA over 5 in his last 6 games. Yelich is hitting 310 with 18 home runs and has homered in each of the last 3 games. My value players today are Alex Avila at catcher for the Chicago White Sox for 3,400. He's on the right side of the platoon against Carl Gibson, who is struggling with an ERA somewhere around 6 for the month of August, hitting 250 with 2 home runs in his last 7 games. Wil Myers at first for San Diego for 3,900 is on the right side of the platoon against Hugo Urias. He does hit left-handed pitching well. He's hitting 262 with 24 home runs and 24 stolen bases this season. At second baseman, I've gone for Yoan Moncada of the Boston Red Sox for 2,700. The September call-ups are here. Moncada, the super prospect, could see action today with the platoon against Triggs of the Oakland Athletics. And, you know, if he's going to live up to the hype, 2,700 could be cheap. I was struggling for value at second base, so I thought we'd take a punt on the young man and hope that he gets into the lineup. Third base, I've taken Danny Valencia of the Oakland Athletics, who also qualifies in the outfield for 3,400. He gets David Price today. He does do well in the right side of the platoon. He has the platoon today, 295 and 15 homers a year. Along the same line, shortstop Marcus Semien of Oakland for 3,000 also has the platoon against David Price. He's hitting 241 with 23 homers on the season. And in the outfield, I've got Robbie Grossman of the Minnesota Twins for 3,800. Obviously, he has missed the last few games, so do check that he's in the lineups. But he does have a home run against Carlos Rodon, is a lot better against the left-handed pitcher. He's hitting 333 with a home run in his last 7 games, 269 with 9 homers for the year. That's what I've got for you today. Best of luck with your lineups. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to like the video. Hit me up in the comments with the daily fantasy plays you like today and press that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will be here all MLB season and through the NFL season with daily fantasy sports advice. If you haven't signed up yet, or you're interested in starting to play daily fantasy sports, please click the link in the description for this video and that'll take you where you need to go to start playing with DraftKings today. Best of luck with your lineups and have a great day.